Viewers, it's 10:30 a.m. and time for Prime Flash on My Media Prime with me, Audrey Zatsa. The Cannes Total Energy AFCON Cup trophy has been presented to the Prime Minister, Head of Government, Chief Dr. Joseph John Gute. The trophy was presented yesterday, December 7, by the Director General of Total Energy Marketing Cameroon, Audrey, official sponsor of the 33rd AFCON, during a ceremony attended by the Minister of Sports, Professor Narcisse Mwele-Kombi, the Director of the tournament, and other close aides of the Prime Minister. The Director General indicated that the AFCON Trophy Tour is an innovation in the competition, and the trophy has been taken to 17 countries, with Cameroon being the 18th and final stop. During a period of 1 month, the trophy will tour all the host cities: Yaoundé, Douala, Bafoussam, Gara, and Limbe. It was also an occasion for the Minister of Sports and Physical Education to present the AFCON mascot, Mola. The newly constructed Disarmament, Demobilization and Reintegration Center to host ex-separatist fighters in the southwest region has officially been presented to the National Coordinator for the DDR Center, Fayengo Francis. Dolingonde has details.
During his latest visit to the Disarmament, Demobilization and Reintegration Center, the DDR Boya, Fayengo Francis, National Coordinator for the centers, has been presented with lots of worries from the former secessionist fighters. Questions like, when will they be finally reintegrated into the society? Better still, on a more comprehensive deal, when will they finally go to the newly constructed center in Tico, are top on their minds. But just in line to their worries, 9 months from the date when the foundation stone was laid, the key to the newly constructed 1 billion worth DDR Center for the ex-combatants in the southwest region is officially handed to the National Coordinator, Fayengo Francis, during his visit.
This center is within the investment program that the head of state put in place for the DDR. That is within the investment program. What does that mean? First, the structure. Secondly, the equipment which is on the way. Thirdly, the training, formation, and then of course the settlement, the teaching settlement of the fighters. So this is how I situate this center
The center, covering a 3 hectare of land surface area, is comprised of a refectory, 6 dormitories, a church, a hospital, a sporting complex, and several workshops.
The project is actually closed. You have 6 dormitory completely closed. You have the church, you have the IG, the hospital, you have the official administrative office, okay, and you have the workshop which closed and the refectory. Now we are closing with the external work, and we try to make a better place for the guys who will come here.
While officiating the ceremony, Fayengo Francis adds his voice to that of Head of State, President Paul Biya, in broadening the way for many more separatist fighters still holding the guns, while elaborately spelling out the opportunities that await them.
We will be able to get into more attractive trades like bonding, welding, glassworks, building construction, and the rest, that this center will go a long way to meet the expectations of the ex-fighters, who are the principal beneficiaries, and of course fulfill the vision of the head of state in creating the DDR Center.
However, before leaving the warring DDR inhabitants, the national coordinator also didn't fail to reassure them they will be expected to move down to their new and main center in Tico once it has been equipped.
The phone of Mbo Yakum, His Royal Majesty Fon Kelvin Yakum, is reported to have been abducted at Bambalang Palace at about 5:30 p.m. on Tuesday, December 7, 2021. This was after he launched the 84th edition of the annual cultural festival of the Mbo Yakum people, known as Shatang, over the weekend. Let's have a report on this festival with Lasha Kingsley.
The 84th edition of the traditional and cultural festival of the Ngwa people, known as Shatang, was launched last Saturday, December 4, 2021, by the paramount ruler of the Ngwa people in Ngwa division of the northwest region of Cameroon, His Royal Majesty von Kevin Shomitan II.
In Bambalang Palace today to commence the long week activities of Shatang 2021 edition. And principally today we had the Shatang that went up to the market early in the morning, and later this afternoon we have witnessed the Shatang. In fact, the emissaries of the High Secret Society, which went up to the market, and these emissaries had bore a message of peace to the population of Ngwa.
The week-long activities are going to be characterized by messages of peace and reconciliation.
So these values are the values that are going to be promoted through these week-long activities, where the High Secret Society is calling on the population to start peace talks and reconcile with each other. They should be able to reconcile with brothers and sisters so that they look at each other like brothers and sisters. That is the key message during this festival.
The traditional ruler, who doubles as the Vice President of the Northwest Regional House of Assembly and President of the Northwest House of Chiefs, says during this period and on specific days, shrines will be visited. Rites and incantations, some of which are not opened to the public eye, shall be performed.
From the 9th to the 12th, we are going to witness the public ceremonies. That is specifically on the 9th. We're going to witness Ngwa proceed to the secret forests of the Fondom. That is where it's believed Bambalang people originated from. They will go there, that's on the 9th. Then on the 10th, we'll have a public manifestation where we'll witness the manifestation of masquerades and secret houses within the palace. And on the 11th, we're going to witness all social dance groups within the Fondom manifest.
Also to feature during the week-long activities are display of royal masquerades and secret societies of the Supreme Regulatory Authority on Friday, December 10, 2021 at the Palace Plaza. The closing ceremony takes place on Sunday, December 12, 2021.
The Finance Bill of Cameroon for the 2022 financial year has been adopted at the National Assembly. This was recently during a session chaired by the House Speaker, Honorable Kavaye Jibril, in the presence of members of government. More details with Fon Quinta.
The sum of 5,752.4 billion CFA franc has been adopted at the National Assembly as Finance Bill of the Republic of Cameroon for the 2022 financial year. After general debate chaired by House Speaker Kavaye Jibril and the presence of members of government, and in accordance with the requirements of the July 2018 law, members of the National Assembly deliberated on the applicability of the 5,752.4 billion francs. Focus was on economic and cultural problems, especially in crisis-affected regions where projects are yet to be realized.
In the Northwest and Southwest, between 2018 and 2020, we have seen the execution rate move from 40% to 80%.
During the financial year, the bill also states that focus will be on continuing major projects and plans to support the production of consumer goods, accelerating decentralization, as well as pursuing the health response to COVID-19.
We try to cut some expenses. At the same time, we would like to increase some revenues. This is why there are not a lot of new measures. The increase of the revenues will come mainly on the best administration of the taxation and the custom departments.
With growth envisaged at 4.2% compared to 3.6% in 2021, representing an increase of 0.6%, the bill is expected to provide lasting solutions to the nation's economic, social, and political challenges.
The new mayor of Bamenju Council in the West Region, Shatang, has been installed into his functions by the SDU of Upper Plateau, Yampen Usmanu. The installation ceremony took place over the weekend, as Alain tells us.
The people of Bamenju Municipality in Haute Plateau Division of the West Region are in need of some basic amenities like electricity, potable water, which has resulted in the high rate of water crisis. They lack relaxation facilities for recreation as well, and most importantly, the poor road network to link the 52 villages that make up the community. These, among other issues, are the problems faced by the people of Bamenju, who now welcomes a new mayor since May 10th, 2021. We need roads in Bamenju. That's all we want. We do not have water, no good roads, not even a good recreation site where one can go and relax like towards the evening and look for something to eat. The new municipal administrator, Mayor Shatang, is aware of the task that awaits him. After being installed as mayor of Bamenju, he says he is ready to tackle all the problems hampering development and growth in his jurisdiction. The priority projects are electricity. I will work on installing solar panels in our municipality. Aside that, we have water problems. The senior divisional officer for Haute Plateau, Yampen Usmanu, while installing the new mayor of Bamenju, reminded him of his responsibilities as a municipal leader. You should work on implementing all the laws of the municipality and carrying out your responsibilities. The newly elected Mayor Shatang, who was elected on the 25th of July 2021 during a council session, takes over from his predecessor Rene Kamdum, who passed on May the 10th, 2021 following a COVID-19 infection. The new mayor paid homage to his predecessor.
Moi, j'ai trouvé qu'un super maire s'était installé à la mairie.
I saw him as a perfect mayor, installed here at the council, and he carried out a great part of developmental projects in the area alongside men of integrity, intelligent men, and great professionals. I will just continue in this same light.
Moi, je compte continuer dans cette lancée.
It is worth noting that the Bamenju Council has a population of about 50,000 people, with agriculture as their main occupation and major crop, Irish potato.
Cameroon's Army General Claude René Mika was in the West region recently to topple security measures around the region as the end-of-year festivities and the upcoming AFCON 2021 draw up near. Catherine Ekongwe with details.
Security in the West region of Cameroon for some time now has been under threat, and as the year draws to the end, pregnant with several festivities, the need to beef up security measures is primordial. Recently, a team led by Cameroon's Army General Claude René Mika has visited security officials in Bafoussam and other towns in the West region. General Claude Mika, accompanied by other security heads in the region, including Divisional General Carl Vallée, commander of the 5th Military Region, and Divisional General Ekongwese Divine, commander of the 5th Gendarmerie Region. In a meeting, the military officials strategized on how fight security will be established at various places across the region. As the festive period is fast approaching and preparations towards the upcoming AFCON games are gaining steam, special security dispositions have been put in place to ensure total serenity. The West region, which comes in between the two English-speaking regions highly affected by the ongoing armed conflict, is also vulnerable to such attacks. The Army General therefore calls on inhabitants of this region to be vigilant and collaborative to ensure everyone in the region enjoys the end of year feast and AFCON in total calmness.
Onto something else, the Confederation of African Football has dismissed rumors that next month's Africa Cup of Nations could be moved away from Cameroon following the recent discovery of the new Omicron variant of COVID-19. The new variant has led to travel restrictions being introduced by some countries for several African nations, with Nigeria, which neighbors Cameroon, the latest to be added to the United Kingdom's red list. In recent days, some media organizations have suggested the dates of the 24-team tournament could change or even the location be possibly moved to Qatar. But CAF's Director of Communications, Alex says neither his organization nor leading Cameroon officials have discussed such events. And out of the country, at least 38 people are reported dead, with more than a dozen others injured in a fire incident which tore through a prison in Burundi on Tuesday, December 7, 2021. According to the country's Vice President Prosper Bazombanza, the blaze, which hit an overcrowded facility in the capital, Gitega, started at around 4 p.m., where 12 persons died of asphyxia as they tried to flee the burning buildings, and 26 died of severe injuries. Burundi's Interior Ministry, in a tweet, said a short circuit was to be blamed for the fire incident. That was it for today's edition of Prime Flash, produced by Ngwa. Desmond. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. You have more details and more stories in our 6:30 p.m. Prime News with Fond Quinta. Coming up next is In the House with Alain Sama and her ladies. Have a nice time.